it's raining. Act 3, The Twilight Flood. 23, The Wheel of Fortune, 34th of the Astral Moon. Good morning, innkeeper. Good morning. How's your research going? Well, we did a lot of it. That sounds good. Yes. I can smell a breakthrough right around the corner. Are you writing that down, Archie? What? Of course not. No notes are being taken here. None. Archie, I told you already. I might be the bestest detective in Fazoa, and this might be the meeting of a lifetime. But the investigation has to come first. How are you going to have time to write a book about my detective career if the world ends in a few days? I mean, it won't, obviously. Because our friends are super strong and awesome, and we're super smart and awesome. But we should still focus on backing them up. I'm sorry. Seems that I can't help but gather material even now. You're a very impressive detective and I fear what will happen if I stop thinking about my books. Is that what I think it is, Detective Melina? I'm afraid it is. Excuse me? It's a severe case of nerves. Quick, innkeeper, we need a remedy. Only your most revitalizing drink will do. Does the patient agree with their prescription? Really? It's not that serious. Thank you. Perhaps a cure that'll boost my toughness is just what I need. On it, Patient Zero. That's so cute. Oh my. Steel tonic. Exactly what we need. Little lettuce. A little lettuce. Here you go. May this drink not be one of your tougher challenges. This is excellent. I could write a novella about the superb taste alone. I really appreciate the effort to cheer me up. I suppose I've been worrying more than I realized. How can I repay? Repay Rishmay. You shouldn't just bear your worries silently. I would accept an update on your research as compensation. Certainly, we're happy to oblige. I thought my knowledge of tales and myths could serve us well in identifying other weapons to slay the evil. So I questioned as many scholars and turned as many pages as I could. That sounds exciting. It might have been if I had managed to find even a hint of anything useful. Extra Liberi is nothing but a legend. The Lance of Lawigness might be real, but it proved impossible to trace its location. And don't even get me started on the history of the sword Balmer. My research ended in total failure. Don't say that. We wouldn't know that there aren't any other weapons if you hadn't looked. It just means we have to move our research focus to something else now. Like my investigation. Oh? Like I mentioned the other day, I really wanted to look into who this weird bad guy really is. With a plan like his, he can't be some random nobody. His plan does have a certain je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi? It's just so mustache-twirlingly malicious. I bet he has a mustache. Kinda. In any case, he must have left some trace that we can follow. And if we can figure out his real identity, we'll know his mortal weaknesses. Like an old wound. Exactly. Someone who bears that much armor must have something underneath, so we'll have to wait until he takes it off. Once he takes a bath, we should... Actually, I don't think that's a good idea after all.
Still, Carolyn always says the more you know about your opponent, the easier the victory. But this guy's like a ghost. No one has seen hide nor hair of him before all of this started. And here I thought armor like that would have made him super recognizable, with the flowers and all. I did look up what some of them mean, and the ones Clay was able to identify. They are petunias and marigold, which symbolize resentment, anger, grief, and mourning. So that told me absolutely nothing. Besides that, he's a bad guy with some big feelings about the world. Duh. Then I got an idea. What about other well-known necromancers? Maybe we have a repeat offender on our hands. No one really seemed to fit, though. I was really close to ripping off my fur out. But then I remembered all the stuff about sigils. There's actually a necromancer that died when the portals opened. So I dug that file out of my pile, and yes! If the creation of the portals broke a sigil, then that can't just be a coincidence. Therefore, this necromancer from back then must have faked their death and rebranded themselves as the mustache-twirling, green-armored bad guy that we're facing now.
Sounds about right. Shouldn't you be doing the pointing thing right now?
I'm just not feeling it, Innkeeper. I know this doesn't add up, okay? I'm sorry, Archie. This isn't the revelation of truth that it should be. When you write your book, the detective should definitely be pointing at something. Pointing.
Yes, I'll write that down.
Good.
I've never heard that child swear before, I don't think.
I can't believe we couldn't find anything.
Who taught you that word, Melly?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Well, I did ask.
Oh well.
What are you planning on doing now?
We need a new perspective. Maybe there's something we haven't considered.
That's why we brought some of our research material with us. Wouldn't a library be better for this?
Well, maybe, but there wouldn't be enough space to set up a conspiracy board.
You brought the board here?
Yep. Thanks for letting us set up here. Okay, I'll be in the back. Bye!
I hope it's okay for us to take up some of your space. It's fine, Archie. You can go ahead. Much appreciated, Innkeeper. Enjoy your board, I guess. Hi, Una. Well, don't you look chipper. It's good to see you, Una. You could spare me the pleasantries. Long day? Nah, I was just never really into all this research mumbo-jumbo. I was surprised when I heard you volunteered for the research group. Puh, your info gathering game is getting weak, Innkeeper. I just chose the activities that's the least hassle. Too much exercise isn't good for the retired spirit. But I don't need to tell you that, do I? Before you get another word out of me, though, I'll need something to get my energy back. That whole frantic research atmosphere really tired me out. Something to bring your strength back. Got it. Alright. First, fair. Coming up. Coffee to give you energy. Here, for all the heavy-duty crocheting you're doing. I feel like I could crochet gloves for an entire army with this. You got some more adventures stashed away in those back rooms of yours. Just some more frantic researchers, I'm afraid. So, what else have you been up to? Just making sure Grace and Scully don't work themselves into an early grave for the most part. Any news on that front? Are you in the mood to be underwhelmed? Listening to what my patrons want to share, whether good or bad, is the key part of my job. Spoken like a true innkeeper. Thanks. As for their research, not many surprises there, to be honest. The damage that's breaking the sigil, it is pretty much irreversible as expected. That teleportation spell Grace is looking into is also not getting any less dangerous. Even with all the modifications he's making, there's still a good chance of it backfiring. And by a good chance, I mean like 70%. What kind of backfiring are we talking about? Like, killing you? Yeah, everything blows up and fireworks and fun? No, killing you? Like killing you instantly, exactly. Oh my gosh. Oh. How are Scully and Grace feeling about everything? They're taking it in stride, or they're just too stubborn to give up. I'm not sure. That sounds like them. What about you? Me? All of this must be pretty disheartening. I mean, not really. These kinds of doomsday scenarios just lose their impact after a while in this business. I've lived my life, I've made my choices. Now I'm just doing what I want either way. If the end of days comes knocking on my porch, crocheting and drinking, I'll have no regrets. But you're not on your porch. That's not what she meant. You're here, looking after the people, trying to avert that doomsday scenario. 'Cause she cares. I can't believe I had to hear that from you. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I could offer you another drink to wash it down. No thanks. Unfortunately, you've got a point. I guess I got swept up in all of this. Sure is weird. What is? Kieran. Yep, there we go. Not like I need to elaborate. Preaching to the choir and all that. I don't know what you're talking about. Huh. Sure, whatever. Well, let me just ask you this. As you are, will you have no regrets when all of this is over? You couldn't just let me have the last word, huh? No way in I'll leave you to contemplate that, I guess. Amelie and Archie here. In the back. I'll go see if the young'uns need some company. Enjoy. Their crime scene board. All the people. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of voices. Greetings, I mean good mythical afternoon, adventurers. What happened? Good afternoon, innkeeper. Does this afternoon seem mythical to you? It seems wet. Sorry about that. We didn't have much time to dry off before coming in. The floorboard should be able to endure it. Just this once. It's okay if you want to leave now, buyer. We all made it back safe. Okay. But please, keep the blanket. I could make some soup. We should be good for now. Thanks, buyer. Where are you headed, buyer? The swamp. I want to talk to my friends. I see. Goodbye. Let a tree know if you need any more help. I will come. Stay safe, buyer. Spit it out already. You've been chewing on this ever since we escaped that mountain. It's just... I feel bad, alright? So... Doesn't sound too good. Isn't that pretty obvious? Right. More importantly, have the others come back yet, innkeeper? They haven't. It's a waiting game then. Great, my favorite! Alright, innkeeper, this is where you come in with a drink. I'm gonna explode if we keep brooding like this. We're not that rogue fellow. And which of my drinks would aid? Not sure what could help soften the outcome of our quest, but maybe protection from disappointment that might do. Certainly. They fail to get away, or the weapon they don't want to forge with the fire. I take it, maybe.
Still tonic. I hope your disappointment will be a distant memory after this drink.
Thanks. This takes the edge off. Didn't realize my shoulders were so tense this entire time.
Can I offer you two a drink as well?
I'm fine, for now.
Count me in, innkeeper. I don't really want to think about it, but perhaps understanding where we failed wouldn't be a bad idea. I'll see what I can do.
Brain.
There we go. This might be just what you're looking for to understand the meaning of everything. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference, let's go! 42! What? Weird. I don't know where that came from. But this is good. My synapses are firing at the speed of light. Here's my conclusion. We might be really... Oh, was it that bad?
You don't even know the half of it.
Wait, this can't just be it, right? Grace and the others should have figured something else out by now. You probably already have some quests in store for us. For plans C, D, and X? I'm sorry, Hex. Archie and Melly couldn't find any new leads. And Grace and Scully are still at it. But from what I've heard, they haven't found much either. That's, Come on, innkeeper, stop joking around. I don't think this is very funny. Neither do I. And what are we doing here?
What?
If the innkeeper doesn't have any quests for us, why are we wasting our time here? If you haven't noticed, the world might be ending soon. We failed to create the world's saving weapon. And now, we're here to what? Have a nice chat?
Oi, you might be close to overstepping there, wizard.
Well, maybe someone needs to say it, instead of just lazing around.
Hex, sit your ass down. This is no time to lose your cool. We aren't just here to chat. Information about the group that went to the Twilight Chasm will reach this inn first. At this point, we need to know their fate. It would be foolish to go running around without a plan. So, are we cool?
I'm sorry. Not exactly a good look for a wizard to lose his head, is it?
As long as you realize that yourself. While we wait for the others, I guess it's time for another story, innkeeper.
I'm looking forward to getting some context.
Right. After our chat the other day, Kyle and I went to pick up Hex.
I'm surprised to see Kyle isn't with you right now.
He asked Wire to bring him to Marrow Castle on our way back. He seemed to need some alone time to say goodbye to Evelyn.
Aren't you worried he'll get lost on his way back?
Kinda. Though Hex drew a pretty good map. Let's hope he doesn't forget how to read maps. Soon after, Karen Byer picked us up. They just stepped out of a tree right next to us. Byer was pretty excited to take us to the Highlands. Apparently she's a pen pal with a Yeti and she'd never gotten the opportunity to visit.
And then whoosh!
Whoosh?
Yeah. 1 minute we're surrounded by nice and lush woods, in the next, vast mountains.
Snow. A lot of snow.
You guys suck at descriptions.
Our journey to the Highlands was fast. It's barely noteworthy.
It was impressive. I mean, sure, evocation is obviously the superior school of magic, but I suppose such a feat in conjuration was pretty cool, even though nothing blew up.
And then you had to keep babbling to Buy about it until we reached the village.
Well,
Grace would have killed me if I didn't ask for details. While the view was great, we were deeply disoriented. Even when we found the village Clay told us about, no one could point us towards the temple. Care looked like she was getting ready to throw people around if someone continued saying they couldn't help us. It was clear that no one there knew anything. Even though we still had no idea where to go, we left village. That's when Baia let out this gut-wrenching scream. It sounded kind of like this. Thanks, I really appreciate your replicating that scream. But why? You guys insisted I stay to tell the tale.
Hi, Melly. Did someone die? Oh, hi, Lenny.
Good to see you, Melly. No one died. Hex just got a little too excited. Oh, whoopsies.
I see. Well, make sure not to scream like that anymore. Or no one will know when you really need a detective on the scene.
After all, you don't want to be the next boy who cried a detective. I'll keep that in mind.
I'll go back to the board then.
Okay. So, Baia let out a scream. We had no idea why she did, but before she could explain, we heard some loud footsteps approaching. It was hard to see with the heavy snowfall, but a huge silhouette was making its way towards us. Care almost tore into it as soon as it was close, but before we knew it, Baia rushed forward. I almost attacked Baia's pen pal. You actually met the abominable Yeti? Really nice fellow. Also, pretty good with directions. They pointed us towards the temple. When they did, I noticed their well-crafted ring made of something like opal. Couldn't help but ask them about it. Turns out they got it from the temple. That really got the Yeti talking. We learned a bunch about the temple's jewelry making businesses. And about how anyone approaching the stronghold unannounced would be seen as an enemy, which is a horrible way to run a business. The Yeti explained that only a select group of trusted people are allowed on the premises. They didn't want to help us get in, though. Something about getting their jewelry buying rights revoked. Maybe Kyle also annoyed them a bit too much by asking for their names so many times. But at least we knew the way. And so, with that, invisibility finally kicking in, we saw it before us. Lo and behold, the Temple of Ur, where the flames of Leviathan is kept. Sounds blasphemous. The trek up there was brutal. It was so much walking, I thought my feet were going to fall off. It wasn't so bad, really. The winding path looked really nice, with all its sparkling snow. That's easy for you to say. You just vaulted right over all that rubble. Yeah, too impatient. Kyle cleared the rubble away eventually, didn't he? Guess we did get into the gate eventually. It was closed, of course, a gigantic wet slab of stone in weathered condition. If there's one thing I know about this sort of thing, it's that gates like this are super inconvenient. Good thing we didn't want to waltz in through the main gate anyways. No, with this invisibility effect from your drink still active, we started to check for any other points of entry. There was so much rubble, we figured there must have been somewhere for us to slip through. Well, there wasn't. And I was already starting to feel the itch of invisibility wearing off. We were running out of time. Come on, tell the innkeeper what you decided we should do next. We might have tried to scale the temple walls. We made it close to the top, but then the stone started to crumble right under our hands. X was the first to fall, but it didn't take long for us to follow. Though it's good to fall with a wizard that can cast a spell to slow our descent rather than break our necks. And there, I thought you guys just wanted a big group hug. If you want more group hugs, maybe cast that spell earlier than 5 feet before hitting the ground. Oh sure, I'll try to practice spell casting while falling at terminal velocity more for next time. Well, you did manage it before we turned into a puddle of adventurous soup. If only we'd managed to land literally anywhere else. I didn't even know creatures that big lived out there. Me neither. Right next to us, where what we had thought was a snow-covered mountain, an eye as big as care opened. It was the guardian of the temple. It slowly lifted its massive head, and we realized that mountain path we had been walking on earlier was no path, but the body of the Guiver. Its naked body slowly unfurled from around the temple. While shaking the snow off itself, it revealed its pure white iridescent scales. For a few moments, it stared us down. The gigantic opal embedded between its eyes shone with every color imaginable. What I wouldn't give to work with an opal of such fine quality. It's good to hear you guys had a mythical moment there. But I, for one, was worried about the overgrown snake with wings. The Quiver unfurled its wings from where they had been tucked inside its body and rose into the air. An attack position. It struck with such speed we only avoided it thanks to Care's quick reflexes when it pushed us into the snow. All I could think about was I didn't want to fight it. Not again. Again? When it was getting back into the position for another strike, I screamed our intentions out. I couldn't imagine the dragon's guardian would be indifferent to our objective. It didn't seem to care much though. Or it didn't hear us. I didn't want to give up. We had to communicate with it in a way that it couldn't ignore. So we choreographed an expressionist dance. Not really. But that would have been funnier. In any case, instead of trying to fight it, I told the others to get moving and get our message across by writing it in large letters in the snow. Ever tried to stomp out letters while a giant reptile is attacking you, Innkeeper? Heck of a core workout. I think I developed muscles where no muscles should ever develop. Watch out, you might become the first wizard to complete a push-up. And did it work? The push-up? No, the riding in the snow thing. Wasn't sure at first. But when the attack stopped, I saw it looking intently at what we'd written. Then it launched itself in our direction again, but instead of trying to attack us, it dove into the snow. The ground beneath us started shaking until all of us suddenly lifted on top of its head. I thought we were ascending to Tuet's realm for a second, not gonna lie. But instead we were lifted higher and higher into the air, towards the temple, so we could see a tower emerging from the temple grounds. The Guardian must have understood us after all, because it was taking us to the only place I could have imagined the flame to be. Soon we were close enough for us to jump down from the Guardian, and then I saw the altar. Was the fire out? What did you see? Nothing? That's the thing. We saw nothing. Oh, it was out. Nothing. No great flame of Leviathan. Just a devastated altar. And an empty basin where the fire should have rested. We were so foolish. The clues were already there when we were approaching the temple. All the rubble, the poor state of the building. The flame was extinguished during the flood, long before we ever set foot in the highland. Oh, dang. I should have known that an eternal flame was too good to be true. It was such a waste of time. You can imagine our shock at what we saw, Innkeeper. The realization slowly beginning to settle in. There would be no way of forging that weapon. Nothing to wield against the Necromancer. Up there at the altar, everything was quiet. The priests hadn't reached us yet. There was just the sound of the wind, and the crushing disappointment we're all feeling. The Guardian didn't need to say a word, I understood it either way. Whatever emotions we were feeling, they couldn't compare to the grief in the Guardian's eyes. Eventually, we were joined by some priests who confirmed what we'd already summarized. They lost their main object of worship on the day of the flood. At least our disappointment was somewhat softened by the warm meal the priests offered us. I think they felt bad for us. There's community in shared grief. They were pretty interested in the sword of yours as well. Considering everything we've learnt in the past few days, The minor divinity of it feels hardly noteworthy. I'll cherish it nonetheless. Maybe I'm also glad that it'll remain a memento of my grandma. It was stupid to think I could try and rival her feats. But I didn't expect you to talk to those priests for so long. I'd never seen you forthcoming before, Raya. Ain't exactly every day you see that kind of smith and mastery on display. The jewelry those priests were decked out with was a wonder to behold. Straight dripping. No. Please don't. Hey, you don't complain when Aniko says it. That level of craftsmanship is to be expected of those people, I guess. They were really generous as well, practically forced those opals on you. And that blueprint. You're misunderstanding that one, Care. That was for you. It's a sword blueprint that's been passed down since the conception of that temple. A form worthy of the dragon's might, as they put it. Then they wasted it. I know you won't hear it now, but if you ever feel different, I'd be honored to forge it for you. We eventually got to head back. I was worried about the lack of trees around us, but Baya seemed unbothered. We headed out to the courtyard, where slowly and surely she grew a whole tree. Its branches were stark white and covered in gleaming leaves. I asked her afterwards what kind of tree it was, but she replied that it was the dream of the soil. I don't know what that meant. The priest looked very touched by its appearance, but we needed to be on our way, so into the tree we went. We stopped by Baya's, and then headed over here. So that's that. Never had such a depressing walk back to a tavern. Dang. I'll quit yapping. You're going on and on about this all the way here too. That's easy for you to say. After all, you got those gems. Great for your stupid competition. Some of us were a bit put off by the quest failing. Why don't you come out and say what your problem is? My problem is that you're acting like everything's fine. Was that his magic? What was that? Why did it just become daytime? It was dark a second ago. Did it stop? Seems like it. Is everyone okay? More or less. Yeah. What about Melly and the others? I need to, I'll go. Alright. Thanks, Raya. I'll take my leave. We told our story. There's no reason for me to stick around. I know this is a hard time for all of us, but I need to check on Grace. Goodbye, Hex. Awkward. It's getting late. There's always room for you upstairs if you get tired, Lynn. It's fine. I'll keep you company. Things might be real dire if you offer that. What do they say? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Big mad. Welcome back. Keep it. Okay, good to see you too. Where are the others? Aniko's outside trying to calm Voy down. We didn't want him to throw up in your tavern. Did he have a panic attack? I hope Tia isn't giving him too hard of a time out there about it. What happened? She isn't, right? No. Where is she then? Goosebumps. No. No. Gone. She's gone. She left? No. She's dead. She can't be dead. You're right. She's way too stubborn to die. Well, she did. I'm sorry. That's awful. Yeah, you don't have to tell us that. Is anyone else? No. We got away before anyone else went down. That's good. What about Fable? Did you see him there? In the chasm, maybe? No, we didn't find them. Though... what? I found a bunch of broken arrows not too far from the portal. They were all engraved with pretty flowers. I think they were there. They just didn't come back. I hope they're okay. Maybe with a drink they would have been okay. What do you mean? You didn't make them a drinking keeper? We had a bit of a fight. So you willingly endangered them? I hoped it would stop them from going. Nothing can ever stop Fable from helping people, you idiot. I realize that now. Oh. You should thank the dragons. I care more about my friend's eardrums than I care about yelling at you. I already regret it well enough, don't you worry. You better, if anything happened to them. Oh, poor Nils too, he loved her. Oh my gosh. They end up like Alethea, I know, me too. We shouldn't have left without her. Her body wasn't exactly cooperative. We couldn't have taken it with us if we tried. Don't call her that. What? And it. Clay. He's right. Have some respect. I'm just saying. Well, stop saying. Alright, you three, calm down. No need to spill more blood. Please, tell us what happened. What does it matter? We abandoned her. That's what happened. We didn't do that. We sure abandoned the world. Our angel would be disappointed in us. It's not like we had much of a choice. You would say that, wouldn't you? What's that supposed to mean? You always run. Of course you wouldn't choose anything else. I ran because I had something to come back to, Clay. So did she. Damn. Okay, how about a drink for calming all those nerves? No. Time and place. I'll take one. Need to tell you what happened after all, even though I'd rather wouldn't. Got anything else to make it easier? I'm running out of secrets though. Don't worry, there's no need for trading today. I don't have anything to wash away that regret, but maybe I can get you something to make the words flow easier. Oh my gosh, that's not at all. Here you go. Thanks for this little taste of normalcy. So I don't really know what to ask. Did you stop him? No. Oh. He was faster than us somehow. Melly and Bayer drew us a map to the portal so we could get there quickly, but when we arrived, we found a note stapled to a tree. It read, "If you value your lives, go home." He knew you were coming. Yeah, through the crow. Apparently, Jade and Tia argued about what to do, but we didn't exactly have a lot of options. So we went after him right into the Twilight Chasm. Calling it the Realm of Nightmares seemed like an understatement in retrospect. Wouldn't have made it without Voy. And Tia's light. We ran into the Necromancer on his way back. Didn't even catch him before he got to He looked unharmed. It's ridiculous how easy it must have been for him. In his hands, he held an axe shaped like a dragon's talon, pulsating with magical energy. It was smaller than I thought it would be. Magical weapons tend to be size adjustable. Oh, right. Maybe we would have stood a chance if we hadn't walked right into a cluster of nightmare creatures. I thought they'd be a good distraction for him too, but the Necromancer called on them for aid in the chasm's tongue. Voy said he promised the freedom of endless nightmares. And just like that, they sided with him, and we were up against a Necromancer, a god's axe, and a horde of monsters. We thought we were faster than even his new army, so we quickly cornered him and thought we would stand a fighting chance, but that magic cast some sort of slow spell on us. Not even one round in, and we were reduced to our normal speed. At least we had some defense. He was right, it helped protect us against a lot of blows. We might not have survived otherwise. But we were still losing ground, not to mention the battle. He pushed us back towards the edge of the Twilight Chasm, and the portal we'd ended from. He almost got Voy at this point. Voy had just played some sick solo that momentarily charmed one of the monsters away from Clay when an axe landed at his shoulder. He was on the ground before any of us could get to him, and then the Necromancer just stopped, stared down at him, like he was looking at a ghost. Maybe Voy reminded him of something. Maybe his dead bleeping heart. Maybe. It gave Aniko enough time to pull Voy away and through the portal back to the moon's pools. It's true, you know. You can see all 7 moons reflected in the clear waters at once. It would have looked beautiful if it hadn't been for all the blood. And for all the monsters swarming us left and right. We were trying to cut them down, but every time we killed one, he would just bring them back, over and over and over again. And then they finally found an opening. He cut down 4 creatures at once and got through to the Necromancer, who was preoccupied with resurrecting a fallen giant. It should have been an easy hit, but Clay got reckless. That's when I saw the Necromancer smile. I saw him notice Clay approaching. I tried to call out, but I wasn't fast enough. Just when Clay got within reach, the Necromancer swung out his axe, and it should have killed me. It should have killed me. I'm glad it didn't. Don't be. Is that why? Yeah. The axe hit TL right in the chest as she shielded Clay with her body. Damn. That's an honorable death, though, I guess. She moved so fast. I think when she saw Clay in danger, she finally managed to break out of the slow spell. I saw she wanted to protect him, so I pushed Clay out of the Necromancer's way. And as Tia lay there, her body in the pool of Astral Moon's light, he brought the axe down again. You shouldn't have pushed me. She died to save you. I had to honor that. We might have been able to save her from dying if you hadn't. I wish that was true too. We should have shielded her body. We could have revived her. I think that would have been a little hard to do now. Why is that? When she fell, the Necromancer brought her back, just raised her up like a puppet, like it was nothing. That is horrible. She was looking right at me. She looked so sad because I didn't save her. Why couldn't I save her? When I saw the undead Tia rise to her feet, her weapon and shield leveled at us, I knew we had to run. I couldn't risk losing anyone else. Aniko picked up Voy as soon as I called for us to flee. Jade didn't want to leave until Voy started pleading with her while he was almost bleeding out. She helped me pull Clay away. I still think it was wrong. It was. It wasn't. Nils made the right choice. There would have been no point losing you all too. Agreed. At least you all got to live. Whether that feels like a positive right now or a negative, debatable. After that, we made our way back here. We didn't know where else to go. I'm glad you made it back, but I'm sorry you had to go through all that. Why did we have to? Why didn't Cassiopeia save her? Us. Save her. The dragons are neutral. The dragons are bleep! Sure are. The real bleep is the madam who killed her. We have to go back. I don't think that's a good idea, bud. We have to. We have to retrieve her body. He can't have her. Now he can use her to navigate the stupid portal, and she would hate that. She would hate being turned into another monster he can use. If we can't get her back, we can at least bring her here to give her a proper burial. We can't do that, Clay. We don't even know where they are right now. If we'd stayed, we might. But we didn't. Thanks to you. Drama. But it is what it is, right? We say we can't go back, so we can't change anything. We screwed up. We played right into his hands. All this power and strength and magic, and we didn't change anything. Hold on, I'm sure you did your best. What's the point of doing that if it doesn't save anyone? I can't even feel her anymore. This bracelet, it's just empty. There's just an absence where Tia should be. I feel like if we'd just done something different, if we'd been more stubborn, I don't know if you could have changed anything. Why do you sound so sure of that? I think the Necromancer, I think he heard everything. You planned, I mean? How could that have even been possible? After you left the jackjaw near my window, I think it was a spy, and it heard everything. What? How does that even happen? How did you not notice that? I don't know. I'm sorry. All I'm saying is that it's not your fault the plan failed. He outsmarted us. All of us. So there's nothing we could have done? That can't be right. What's the point of all of this then? If he knows everything, then we might as well give up. He has Urzax. He has an army of nightmare creatures and more. And he's gone. The only person who'd know what to do is gone. And we don't have a magical greatsword either. You've got to be kidding me. What? Magic flame was put out by the flood. So we've lost. It's over. Not yet. He hasn't won yet either. Even if it feels like he has. We're still here so we can still fight. We can still stand in his way. Hope will only abandon us if we let it. You're right. Us giving up, that's not what she would have wanted. What she would have wanted was to live. To get a chance to be more than a pointless martyr. I want her back. Clay. No, I don't want to hear anything else from you. You didn't even notice a spying bird in your tavern, or maybe you did, who knows? You're dishonest with us all the time. Do you even really care about any of this? Of course I care. I care more than you could ever imagine. I wish I could bring her back too, Clay. Well, can you? No. What help are you then? Screw this. I'm done hearing excuses. I'm done pretending we'll make it through this. Clay, please stay. Yeah. I hope he doesn't go back on his own. That would be bad. Can I have one of those drinks now? Don't want to go after him. If I was him, I'd kill all of us, so no. What kind of drink do you want? Dang, girl. I don't know, something fast maybe? Didn't help us with the fight, but maybe it'll help my stomach. It's worth a shot, I guess. There you go. An oldie but a goodie. Fast and quick. Just how I like it. What kind of drinks did she like? Defense all the way. Adds up.